Hi friends, welcome back to Table Full of Joy. If you are new, I'm Cheryl. If you've been following me for a while, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. So we're almost to the Super Bowl tomorrow. This is a big snacking day for everybody, and I have a couple of amazing dips for you for tomorrow. One of these is a recipe that has been in my family for as long as I can remember. It was my grandmother's recipe. My grandfather was his absolute favorite thing my grandma made, and so I'll tell you a little more about that in a second. But come on in my kitchen and let's make some snacks for tomorrow. All right, friends, so I'm making two different dips for tomorrow. The first one is a recipe that is a classic from my family, from my childhood. It's very simple, but it is absolutely the best onion dip you will ever have. I get asked to bring this to almost every event that I go to. If they are having snacky type stuff or they want me to bring an appetizer or something like that, this is what they ask me to bring. Everybody asked me to bring this. I have not shared this recipe with very many people, but I decided I want to bring it to you guys today so that you guys can have it. If you want to make it for your Super Bowl party, if you want to make it for something else, you'll have this recipe. It's, like I said, it's very simple, 3 ingredients, but it is literally the best onion dip ever. So and there's a couple things. This is a very specific recipe. You have to use Philadelphia cream cheese. You cannot use an off-brand other store brand. You just can't do it. It doesn't have the same flavor. This is what makes the dip the best. So if you look at your Lipton onion soup mix, there is a recipe that they use for onion dip on this, which is basically just an entire 16-ounce container of sour cream with one of these envelopes. That was where the recipe originated. My grandmother started with that one and decided it needed something else. She didn't like it was just too plain. So that was where she came up with the idea to add cream cheese to it. So she adds 1 brick of softened cream cheese to her. Now I'm doing it in a mixer. You can do it if you have a hand mixer, that works too. It's really hard to do this by hand because the cream cheese is so thick that you really need to have something that's got some muscle behind it. And I don't feel like using my arm that much to mix it. So we are gonna start with just our 1 brick of Philadelphia cream cheese. Let's grab a spatula real quick. So we want to get all of this cream cheese off of this foil. We don't want to lose any of this. This is my absolute favorite dip ever. I absolutely love it. And I'm just flinging cream cheese all over the place. All right, so we're gonna mix our cream cheese with our 1 envelope of onion soup mix. Now, I've never tried it with the off-brand onion soup mixes. I don't know if it works or not. I don't know if the flavors are the same. You could try it if you wanted to. I do know that we've tried it with off-brand cream cheese before and it's not the same. It just hasn't had the same flavor. So I tell people, stick with the recipe. I make it the way my grandmother made it, and it turns out perfect every single time. So how much sour cream you put in this depends on how you like your dip. If you like your dip more on the thick side, then you won't put as much in. If you like it a little bit more on the loose side, then you're gonna put more sour cream into it. I like it not super thick, but I don't want it really loose either. I wanna be able to put my chip in it, I wanna be able to dip it, I wanna be able to get some good dip on my chip, but I don't want it dribbling all down the front of my clothes. So you wanna start with mixing your cream cheese and your soup mix together. Get them well blended up. Scrape our bowl down because we want to get all of this cream cheese and soup mix that is now kind of stuck to our bowl. Get all of this scraped down into our bowl so that our paddle can get a hold of it. Just the smell of this reminds me of my grandmother's house. So, a little funny story. I'm going to grab a spoon to put some sour cream in here. A little funny story about this dip. My grandfather loved this dip so much that when my grandmother would make it, she made it for every family get together, every holiday. She always made this onion dip. And this dip, my grandfather insisted that she make him his own bowl of onion dip and have his own bag of chips. He did not want to share with anybody. And so he would sit in his chair in the living room with his own bag of Ruffles potato chips and his own bowl of onion dip. That was him. I could smelling this, I can still see him sitting in his chair in the living room eating this onion dip. It's amazing. So we put in probably 2 big, huge, I'm gonna say it's probably just under a half cup maybe. And now you really want to beat it. And that's it. That is my grandmother's onion dip. And it is absolutely amazing. Absolutely. It is, like I said, I'm sure that you're gonna see some comments from some people that have had this dip before. After this video uploads, you're gonna see some comments from people that have had this, and they will tell you it is the best onion dip that there is. You just can't beat this onion dip. It is so absolutely amazing. I loved it so much as a kid. I was never big into eating, licking the beaters. Kids always want to lick the beaters to things. I did with this one. I would stand there and fight my cousins to get the beater after Grandma made her onion dip. So this really does better if it can sit overnight. So if you can make it the day before, or you make it in the morning if you're going to eat it later in the day, make it in the morning or the day before and let this sit, because it has dehydrated onions in this. And if you don't let this sit for a little bit, you get that crunch. And I don't like the crunch. So, but I do have to taste this. So we have our big bag of Ruffles. I have tried it with other chips before. It's okay. It definitely is not the same with other chips. Just like it's not the same if you use a different soup. It's not the same if you use a different cream cheese. This is the best. Right here. This is what you want. That onion dip, that chip. My childhood right there. That's amazing. It's so amazing how something so simple, 3 basic ingredients, can literally take you back to your childhood, but can just be so incredible. Love it. All right, so we're gonna get this into a bowl. We're gonna get this put in the fridge, and it's gonna be ready for our party tomorrow. We are having a Super Bowl party / congratulations. Some sweet friends of mine from church are getting baptized tomorrow. And so we're having a little celebration for them and watching the Super Bowl. So we're doing 2 things in one. So I'm gonna finish getting this paddle scraped off. Yes, I probably will be licking this paddle because we cannot waste any of this onion dip. This onion dip is incredible. So we're gonna get this scraped off, get this put in the fridge, and then we have one more dip. So we'll get this cleaned up. We need our mixer again to get this done. So we're gonna get this all washed up and we'll come back in just a couple minutes. So we are on to dip number 2. This is, I love the Crab Rangoon from Panda Express. Best Crab Rangoon ever. So good. But I found a fascinating recipe for a dip, for Crab Rangoon Dip. So when I saw that, I was like, yes, I'm making that. Everybody that's coming to the party, they love crab. So this is gonna be super exciting. And we're gonna make some homemade wonton chips. Grab some wonton wrappers at the grocery store. So we're gonna cut those, we're gonna spray them, we're gonna put those in the oven, and we are gonna have a tasty little dip with some fresh wonton chips. So this dip has to bake. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to put it all together today, and then I'm gonna put this in my refrigerator, and I'm gonna let it sit there overnight, which is gonna be fine because that just means it's gonna absorb even more of the flavors. So we're just gonna let this sit in our refrigerator overnight. And then tomorrow, when we get home from church, we'll come home, we'll throw this in the oven, we'll bake it for 20 minutes, and we'll be ready for the party then. So we have 1 brick of cream cheese softened. We have 1/4 cup of sour cream. And 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. I love these measuring cups. You've seen me use these many times. They are so handy. All right, so there's those. We are gonna go ahead and add in we're gonna add a little bit of green onion. Let's grab a knife. So the recipe calls for 3 green onions, but we're gonna do 2 of them right now. The other one is gonna save to decorate the top of it after it comes out of the oven tomorrow. It's also going to get drizzled with a little bit of sweet chili sauce. Goes on the top of this. So I am super excited about this. So we won't get to taste this today. We'll have to wait and taste this tomorrow. But I will bring you guys along as we bake it tomorrow after church and we get to taste it. So we're putting our green onions in there. We're gonna put a little bit of salt in there. And I'm gonna get this started first before I put the crab in. Okay, so we're gonna grab a cutting board, a plastic cutting board. I don't want to put crab on top of my wooden cutting board. So we've got some crab here that was given to us by some friends, and I vacuum sealed it, and it's been in my freezer, so it's perfectly fine. We just weren't going to eat it all right at that particular point, and so I needed to keep it preserved. We're just going to cut our plastic a little bit so we can get in this bag. This is some beautiful Oregon Coast lump crab meat. While we're cutting it and looking at it, we need to make sure we're not getting any shells in here. I see some shells. This stuff was, as I said, it was given to us by a friend, and I don't think that they got all the crab shells out, so we're just gonna double check it as we're chopping it. If you feel a crab shell somewhere, then just kind of stop, grab it, and pull it out. So we have all of our crabs sorted. We're gonna mix that into our mayonnaise, cream cheese, and sour cream mixture. Now we're gonna add the rest of our stuff to it. We're gonna put in 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. We're gonna put in 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire, or W sauce, whatever you wanna call it. We're gonna put in, it says 2 teaspoons of lemon. I'm gonna grab my zester. It does not call for lemon zest, but anytime I'm putting lemon in something, you better believe I'm gonna be using the zest, because the zest has so much flavor that you definitely don't want to miss out on all that extra flavor. So we're gonna go ahead and put in, let's get this on the right side. Let's put in some lemon zest in here. This already smells so incredible. Because you really want that lemon. Lemon and crab are such classic combinations. And all right, so we got that in there. Let's grab our knife again so we can cut our lemon. Like I said, we only need 2 teaspoons of this. Let's look for our seeds. I don't want to get any seeds in here. I should just go get my juicer, but I really don't want to. So we're just gonna go with it. We're gonna be careful. Pull the seeds out as we see them. So I think I'm gonna do about 1/2 lemon. It says 2 teaspoons, but I think I'm gonna add just a touch more because I love that lemon flavor. All right, so there's that. And we need to put in our cheeses. We're gonna put a little pepper. Okay, there's some fresh pepper. All right, so now we need to put in cheese. And in this recipe, it calls for Parmesan and Monterey Jack. I don't have Monterey Jack cheese. I don't typically have it in my kitchen, and I wasn't gonna go buy a brick of it because all I could get in the store was a big, huge brick. I don't need that much. So I'm gonna just use mozzarella. That's gonna be fine. If you don't have Monterey Jack, mozzarella is a good substitute. So we have a big wedge of fresh Parmesan cheese that we picked up at Costco. So we're gonna go ahead and grate this. We need 1/4 cup. And I'm gonna grate this on the small grater, the small grate end. Pre-grated cheeses. Pre-grated cheese has a coating that they put on it to keep the cheese from clumping together in the bags. And that coating that they put on it really creates a problem with it melting. And I don't want that. I want all cheese. So we're gonna put in our roughly 1/4 cup. It's probably a little heavy, but that's fine. So we're gonna put our cheese in here. Now we're gonna grate a little bit of mozzarella instead of the Monterey Jack that goes in this. This one says 1/2 cup plus extra for on top of it when you bake it tomorrow. So we're gonna just grate what we need tonight to get this in our casserole dish. Then it's gonna go in the fridge. It's gonna hang out until tomorrow. And then tomorrow we will put this in the oven. We'll cook it, we'll bake it, and then we will add some more cheese to the top. This actually does smell really good. It's not even baked yet, but it smells really good. All right, so let's go ahead and put our not Monterey, this is mozzarella, not Monterey Jack. I had Monterey Jack on the brain. Let's get that put in. All right, and that is all. That's it. That's all the ingredients that go into this dip. So we're gonna finish getting this all mixed in together. And that's it. This is gonna go into our casserole and it's gonna go into our fridge and it's going to just sit there and get even more amazing overnight. And this is going to be super, super good. And then don't forget, we're gonna make some tortillas or some wonton chips to go with this because wontons with Crab Rangoon is a classic combination. We don't want to waste any of that crab. We have absolutely beautiful crab over here on the Oregon coast. And I am thankful that I only live about an hour from there. So I'm able to go over there whenever I want to. Let's get some of these things out of the way for a second so you can see this beautiful dip when we get this put into our casserole dish right here. Scrape our bowl down, give it one final good mix. Oh my gosh, this just smells incredible. I cannot wait to eat this tomorrow with some wonton chips. So we are going to make our wonton chips tomorrow, just before we take our dip over. This is going to be in the oven. We'll make our wonton chips, and then we will have fresh wonton chips. This just looks so amazing. All right, there is our beautiful Crab Rangoon dip. Here is our beautiful onion dip, and we are going to be set for the Super Bowl and our party tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Not necessarily for the Super Bowl, but I'm excited for my friends that are getting baptized tomorrow. I'm excited to get to celebrate them and celebrate the Super Bowl too. So we will see you guys tomorrow when we bake this one and we make our wonton chips. Hi friends, welcome back. So it is Super Bowl Sunday. I'm super excited. We are headed over to some friend's house. We just got home from church. I just pulled my crab dip out of the oven, out of the fridge. It's been chilling. We're gonna go ahead and get our cheese put on here. We need to finish off our mozzarella cheese that's gonna go on here. And then we're gonna top it, once it comes out of the oven, we're gonna top it with some sweet chili sauce and some fresh chopped green onions. So we're gonna get our crab in the oven. We're gonna get this getting all nice and melty and gooey and yummy. And we're gonna go ahead and cut our wonton chips. We are gonna make some homemade chips out of wonton wrappers. It needs just a little bit more. We don't want to skimp on the cheese. We want to make sure we've got lots and lots and lots of cheese on this. It is supposed to be a very gooey dip after all. All right, let's get the rest of this out of this. That should be good. All right, so this is gonna go in the oven now. We're gonna stick that in there, 350. It's gonna go for about 15-20 minutes. And while that's in the oven, we're gonna go ahead and get our wonton chips started. I'm gonna leave this out just in case I look at it and I think it needs a little bit more. You just never know. That we've got our wonton wrappers. How do we open these things? They are sealed pretty tight. I need to grab some scissors. We're gonna go ahead and open one end of this. I have never made wonton chips before, so this is a new experience for me. It probably is a new experience for you as well, but we are gonna give this a try. I watched the person on, I believe it was on YouTube, is where I saw these chips being done. So we're just gonna take one wonton wrapper. We're gonna cut this. I think I'm gonna cut them into fourths because I think halves are gonna be too big. So we're cutting these into fourths. We're gonna lay these in a single layer right here on our baking tray. And then these are gonna get sprayed with, so let's just do a stack, make this easier. We are having pulled pork sandwiches and coleslaw and dips and some French fries. We have some kids coming, so I figured French fries would be a good thing for them as well. But I love a good pulled pork. I typically make my own rub and stuff on them, but when I was at Winco, they had a pre-seasoned pork shoulder that looked really tasty, and I thought, you know, we're gonna give that a try. It's gonna save me a step because it was a Sunday, we had church this morning, and so anytime I can take a little bit of help from the grocery store on Sundays, I typically do, just because I don't want to spend the entire day in the kitchen. I want to be able to spend day with my family, my friends, people that we are spending Sunday with. Sundays we typically keep for our church family. So we are going to get these chips sprayed. I'm just going to use avocado oil on these because let me grab a piece of toilet paper, or paper towel real quick. I'm going to spray these with avocado oil because avocado oil is a very light, mild, mild in flavor type oil. And I don't want anything competing with the crab. All right, a couple more down here, and then we're going to be ready to put these in the oven. I'm excited to try these. Like I said, I've never made wonton chips before, but these look really good. I probably would just eat these myself with some sweet chili sauce because I'm a sweet chili sauce nut. All right, so we're gonna grab our avocado oil. We're gonna give these a good spray. And we're gonna throw these in our 350 oven. And I'm guessing that those are gonna take about 10-15 minutes until they're nice and crispy, but we will watch them pretty close because like I said, I've never made these before. So I wanna make sure that I have a good eye on them so that I don't burn them. So we're gonna let those cook and we'll come back. Our crab dip is done and it looks amazing. We're gonna finish it off with some green onions. And you're supposed to drizzle sweet chili sauce on it, but I think I'm going to wait and just take that with us to our friend's house because we've got kids coming and I don't know if they're gonna eat the dip and if they're gonna like the heat from the sweet chili sauce. So we're just gonna bring the sweet chili sauce with us. People can put it on top of their dip and then they can serve it themselves. But I have to show you these. So these are our wonton chips. Are those amazing or what? They are so good. I did learn a little trick though. They're nice and crunchy. You want to salt them. I didn't salt the first batch. They definitely need the salt on them, so they're really good though. I'm gonna try a little bit of this dip. Let's get a little crab dip on here. Let's get a little bit of our sweet chili sauce because that is all part of the Crab Rangoon experience is the sweet chili sauce. So we're gonna put just a tiny drizzle on here. There we go. Oh my gosh. That is so good. Wow. That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. It's a little jiggly, so I'm not going to pack it over there. But let me make a chip with you for you guys with just a little of everything on it. I'll do a little bit more of our sweet chili sauce. All right, so here is our chip with our crab, our green onion, our sweet chili, just like that. So good. It's amazing. I want to thank you all so much for joining me in my kitchen today as we made a couple of fun dips. My grandmother's onion dip that was my favorite from my childhood, a really fun crab rangoon dip that is going to be super tasty. So I'm excited to go over and share these dips and the other food that we have with our friends for the Super Bowl and a celebration. As I told you yesterday, our friends got baptized today at church, and so we're celebrating that. That's the most important celebration of all, but we are going to have fun watching the Super Bowl too. So it means so much to me that you guys would take time out of your day to spend time with me in my kitchen. I love that we get to develop this community together where we can share recipes and we can start conversations about all kinds of things. If you guys have favorite dips, like I said before, share those for me in the comments. I want to know what you guys have that you guys love to serve at parties and all those things, whatever your favorite dips and things are. Share those with me in the comments. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell over there so you guys are notified every time I upload a new video. And most importantly, make sure you give me a thumbs up and like this video because that is how we get these videos out there. And we want people to see what we're doing. And I would love for you guys to share this video. If you think this is a video somebody in your family or your friends would like, share that with them. Invite them to my channel to come and subscribe and like and follow along with you. And as I said, it means so much to me that you guys would spend time with me. And I hope you guys all have a great day and have a blessed Sunday, friends. God bless.